Alright, good afternoon. Welcome to the Fogarty Ice Arena here in Blaine, Minnesota as the River Lake Stars 12U8 team takes on Blaine for their second meeting this season. Blaine took the first meeting. Looks like we have a little bit of a net issue down there that the officials are fixing. Alright, we got Prosser, Akerson, Barton, Prosser, and Hepner out there for the Stars. Peterson in net. I am set up down on the Stars end today, so we'll be doing a little bit of zooming, I think, hopefully. Face off one by Prosser, back to Willa Prosser. She'll move it forward along the center line, now taken by Blaine. They'll bring it into the zone. Holds up there. Move it forward, shoots wide of the net. Puck Marie Prosser, she'll skate it up the far side. Long far side boards into the zone. Centers out of the reach of Akerson. Picked along the near side boards. Now Willa Prosser tries to fire a shot. Bouncing around, Hepner keeps it in. She'll throw a shot towards the net, bouncing through feet. Puck comes up the far side wall, held in by Hepner, and now bounces off the shin pad and out, but Willa will sneak over and get it. Willa, backhand pass, goes to the Blaine player. Now they'll streak into the zone up the near side. Cutting back, puts it on, Peterson stops and covers. This is going to be tough with that zoom today, guys. I apologize if we miss some shots. Action shots when we're in the zone here. Balloon takes the draw, pulls it over to Wagner. Wagner circles behind the net with it. Fires it forward out of Hagelman's reach, but out to center ice. Picked up by Blaine, but Balloon puts pressure on. Blaine chips it into the zone past Dolly. Dolly battles for it. Puck comes down behind the net, centering attempt. Comes out to the near side boards. Puck played to the far side corner. Move forward by Hagelin to the point. And Blaine's player shoots it right in the balloon. She springs herself. She gets pulled down from behind. No call. Puck comes back into the Star zone. Picked up by Wagner. She throws forward to Garner. Garner passes wide across to Davis, whose pass is intercepted there by Blaine. She'll skate through a couple and loses it at center ice, and Hepner will skate it forward. Hits the brakes along the near side wall and pushes the puck down to the end wall. Blaine rings it back out to the point, picked up by Willa Prosser. She sneaks a shot, bouncing around in front of the net, just outside of the crease. Puck's underneath the Blaine player there. Now it bounces free, and Blaine will take that, skate it back our way. Blaine brings it in the near side. Put a shot on. Peterson kicks it down on the side. Centered across. Girl all alone can't handle the pass. Move forward by Martinka. She'll get it out across center ice, and Blaine turns it back. Willa passes it forward. Now that pass is picked up in the middle by Martinka, and Blaine will take it away. Puck bouncing around at center ice. Balloon jumps in and gets that one. Up the far side, throws a shot. Glove saved by the goalie. 12:23 remaining in the first period. Shots on goal tied 2-2. Balloon will take the draw off to the left side of the Blaine goaltender. She pulls it over into the corner where Blaine picks it up. They'll skate behind their own net up to the far side wall. Pressure put on by Balloon to steal that puck. Holds it there at the point. Now Hepner will throw it in towards the net, and Blaine intercepts. They try to clear it, get it just outside the zone. Hepner will skate back with it, moves it across to Prosser. Prosser forward, just out of Akerson's reach. Now Blaine will move it back into the neutral zone. Fired across by Willa. Now Barton will throw it into the zone. Akerson's going to chase. Picked up along the end wall, moved to the corner by Blaine. Barton steps in front of her pass there and keeps that puck down in the corner. Now it sneaks out. Dolly gets a stick on it, but Blaine comes away with it. Into the zone. Shot deflects wide of the net and hits the end wall. Now Wagner finds it. She'll skate it up the near side. Pass over Akerson. Now dumped back into the corner by Blaine. And Dolly with it. She hits Akerson. Akerson fires one far side for Barton. Blaine on the line change got to that one. And that puck comes out of the zone and back in offside. Crosser on the draw. Blaine moves it back and then pushes it forward. Dolly finds it. She doesn't quite get it out of the zone. It's sitting there just inside the blue line. Now it sneaks out of the zone. Blaine pulls back and throws it in offside. Off, pushed forward by Blaine into the zone. Now Prosser will take it. She looks forward, whips on a pass, gets it just outside the line. Now she'll find it again. Skate with it up to the far blue line. Loses it, she comes into the zone. Blaine will move it back out into the neutral zone. Stick on it by Wagner there to slow them down, turn them back. Down into the star zone, picked up by Hepner in the far corner. She moves it forward just behind Hagelin. It's going to go all the way down for icing. Malone will take the draw. She's got Davis and Martinka out there with her. Face off one by Balloon over to Hepner on the far side. Now Blaine will pressure her and take that puck into the boards. Balloon sneaks in to help. Moves the puck forward. Gets it up towards Davis. Now it's pushed back to the corner. Hepner back on it. Battling along the corner. Now Blaine will move it, but Willa Prosser steps in to help out. Hits the brakes. Blaine pressures. Willa moves it up to Martinka. Martinka's pass out across center ice, picked up by Blaine. Blaine tries to fire the puck through the neutral zone. Dumped all the way in behind the Stars net. Picked up by Hepner. Just skated behind the net. Backhand pass deflects to Willa, out to the point. Blaine fires a shot. Peterson save. Rebound off the side of the net. Now Willa overskates it, puck sitting underneath her feet. Centering attempt, off a Balloon skate. Puck against the net, and Peterson knocks the net off. Face off one by Blaine, pulled out to the point. Move back along the near side boards into the corner. Pressure put on by Dolly there in the corner. Puck comes up to Akerson along the near side boards. Fighting for it. Blaine comes away with it. Shot on. Peterson saves. Rebound sits in front. Cleared to the point. Not out. Now Akerson finds it. Can't quite get it out. But Barton steps in front of it. Akerson loses that puck in the neutral zone. Blaine will come back with it. Good dump it again. Puck off the side of the net. The net is off again. Puck brought into the zone. Emery Prosser, backhand. Turned away by the goalie. Shot tipped wide of the net. Rung around the boards by Blaine. Picked up by Wagner at the point. She'll fire a shot off the hip of the defender. Akerson finds the rebound. Centers off the side of the net and covered by the goalie. Blaine skates the puck behind their own net. Pass it forward out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Willa as she comes into the zone. Pass to Garner off the boards. Now out to the point. Point-to-point pass just out of her reach. Just skate in with it around the net, circles, looking for a centering pass. Shot wide of the net. Willow with it, skates up through the middle. Moves the puck out into the neutral zone, picked up there by Blaine. They'll fire it back forward. Garner finds it along the wall. Puck dumped in by the Stars. Blaine will go back to retrieve it. And move it forward to the blue line, but pressured there by Hagelin. Now Blaine coming in. Back check pressure. And a penalty coming. Martinko will go for a body check. I guess he's calling interference on that. Stars will go on the penalty kill as Martinko heads to the box for interference. Emery will take the draw off the Stars. She wins it back. Blaine goes and finds it on the end wall. Move the puck out to the point. Firing a shot. Peterson with a glove save. And she'll hold on to it for the whistle. Notice how she didn't close her glove even after she caught it. Drives her dad nuts. Prosser on the draw. Minute 20 left in the power play for Blaine. Face-off won by Prosser. Wagner will sneak back and grab it. Just skates it behind the net. Brings it off the boards. Goes out to the point. Puck at the point. Crossed. Shot blocked by Wagner. Comes over to the near side boards and cleared to the neutral zone by Prosser. Good pressure by Akerson slows the Blaine players down in the neutral zone. Now it's picked up by Emery. She'll skate it up into the neutral zone. Up the far side boards. She loses it in the official's feet. The puck moved back and forth in the neutral zone. Wagner skates through that girl. And we'll get an offsides call. Balloon will take the draw for the Stars. Face-off pulled back by Blaine, but Barton steps through, chips it off the boards, brings it into the far side of the zone. Puck brought in by Balloon. On her backhand, it's ridden into the boards. Puck goes to the far side corner where it's moved out by Blaine, but pressure there by Hetner keeps that puck in the zone. Now they'll get it out to the neutral zone. Throwing the puck in behind the net. 8 seconds remaining in the Martinko penalty. Puck comes out to the point, held in by Willa. She'll throw it back in deep. Puck played across in front. Nearly a great opportunity there. Puck along the near side boards. A bunch of bodies battling for it. And Emery comes away with it. She'll skate behind the net with it to the far side corner. Around this face-off circle. She fires a shot, and she scores! Emery Prosser with the goal. Beats the goalie high blocker side. Stars take a 1-0 lead with 5:22 remaining in the first period. Face off, won by Prosser, comes all the way back. Peterson lets that one go to the end wall. Good by Willa, she's smashed into the boards. Centering attempt through everybody. Picked up on the far side, now moved over to Garner on the near side. She'll bring it into the zone and fire one. Goalie deflects it to the corner. Battle for it in the far end, and Blaine will get it cleared out. Wagner will chase it back. Bounce to the near side board, pinned up there by Balloon. Puck Puck moves back to Wagner into the zone. Wagner fires a pass across out of Davis's reach. Picked up by Blaine. They'll bring it into the zone. Now it comes back out of the zone. Across in the neutral zone by Blaine and into the zone, firing it on net. Peterson turns that one away. Puck moved up the far side wall. Davis has got it. She gets knocked down. The balloon finds it. She falls down. Now the puck moved to the near side. Wagner will come back to get it. Backhands it off the boards and into the official, so it doesn't quite go out. Battle for it, and now it comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Blaine. They'll skate forward with it. Offside. .3:58 remaining in the first period. Stars on top 1-0. Trailing in shots 5-6. Face-off won by Prosser. Will gets it and fires it forward to Martin. Martin racing for it. Gets to it and throws it in deep. On net, turned away by the goalie. Puck comes to the corner down there on the far end. Played up the wall. Moved back in by Barton and picked up by Blaine. Blaine will bring that in, throw it in through. Willa Prosser chases it back. Moves the puck by our net off the boards. Fires it up the near side wall, but Blaine's there to intercept.
Front of the net, Ellie!
Puck moved up the near side wall. Out of the zone. Martin's putting pressure on, gets a skate on that one as they're moving it back and forth. Akerson skating forward with it, loses it to Blaine in center ice. They'll throw it in. Puck picked up by Hepner. She'll move it forward to Akerson. Akerson's going to throw that one down for icing. All right, face-off will come to the right side of Peterson. Balloon will take the draw. Face-off won by Blaine. Move back to the point. And out of the zone. Hagman races over to it, but Blaine gets there and moves back into the zone. Dolly will chip it out into the neutral zone. Puck moves back into the Blaine zone. They'll skate back with it. Pass up to the middle. And they'll skate it out of their zone. Cross the blue line into the zone, firing a shot that deflects wide. Now they bring it in. Peterson's got it and covers. .2:18 remaining in this first period here. Stars on top 1-0. Prosser will take the draw for the Stars. She wins that one back to herself, skates it behind the net. Skating forward with it. Passes behind Martinka. Pressure put on there by Davis. Now Martinka will get to it. Davis will dump it in. Puck down behind the Blaine net. They'll move it up the near side boards. Kept in by Prosser. She'll fire a shot. Goalie turns that away. Puck picked up and comes out of the zone. Now Hepner waits not long enough and throws it in offside. Prosser on the draw for the Stars, wins it over the far side wall, and then Blaine pushes it forward into the Stars zone. Will Prosser pressured and pulled down. Puck comes up to the far side wall, picked up by Bart, and she'll skate it out in the neutral zone. She's hooked. Puck along the near side wall, pushed into the Blaine zone. Sneaks out. Picked up there by Akerson. She'll throw a shot. It deflects through a bunch of feet and goes behind the net. Up the far side corner. Hepner steps in, tries to center. Now the clearing pass deflects off a body, and that's going to come all the way down for icing. Face off, won by Balloon out to the point, shot by Hepner goes into the corner. Just under a minute remaining in the period. Puck fished out and out, moved back into the corner now. Garner pushing the pile. Now the puck comes free. Blaine's going to chase over and get to it in the near side corner. They throw a long stretch pass and a great skate on that by Hepner, turns it around. Now they're going to bring it into the zone. Puck comes. Centering attempt off of Crosser, and Peterson stops it and covers. All right, face-off come to the left side of Peterson. 14 and a half seconds remaining. Face-off push the far side wall. Dolly pins it up there. Crosser steps away with it. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Dolly back on it. Has it pinned up there. Centered through. Picked up by Blaine. And that'll do it for period. All right, Stars on top. 1-0 after one. And we'll be back for second period action in a couple minutes. All right, Prosser will take the draw for the Stars. Stars in black, moving from right to left this period. Prosser hustles back to get to that puck. Moves it forward. Oh, nope, got a stick on that by Blaine. We'll keep it in the zone. Battle forward along the blue line. Now Blaine comes out with it. Into the zone. Fire a shot. Peterson will block her that one away. Puck bouncing around. Peterson gets a leg on it. The far side wall. Pressure put on there by Akerson and Dolly. Now it comes to the middle. Wagner finds it, and she'll throw it down ice. Puck along the near side boards, not in the zone. Played to the neutral zone, picked up by Willa Prosser. She'll chip it off the boards and back down into the Blaine zone. Puck comes out of zone, played back in by Garner, and that'll be offside. Stars on top, 1-0, trailing in shots, 6-10. Balloon pulls that draw over to the near side boards. Now it's moved out of the zone. Hepner moves it to Prosser. Prosser moves it forward to Garner. Garner backhands that one into the zone. Picked up by Blaine, and they'll get just out of the zone. Willa steps in with it. Circles around one. Fires a shot off the goalie's leg into the near side boards. Balloon plays that one out, centering it, but Blaine's there to take it away. Puck played up the far side wall and out of the zone. Blaine with it up the far side. Taken away by Hepner. Now move forward to the blue line, but not out. Blaine player standing there, gets that puck. She fires a shot, but it's off a stick and wide of the net. Puck played along the near side wall, out to the blue line and out to the neutral zone. Blaine regrouping in the neutral zone. They'll throw it forward. Willa Prosser throws that one. Gets to Martinka. Martinka has that stolen from her. And now Emery Prosser will skate onto it. Emery up the far side. Cuts it to the middle, onto her backhand. Cuts middle, backhand shot off the goalie's leg. Puck coming along the near side boards. Chipped out past Hepner. Emery Prosser's going to have to go chase that one down. She'll play it through the middle over to Martinka. Gets a stick on it. Not quite outside of the zone. Puck on the end wall. Off of some sticks, bouncing around. And puck is played by a high stick. That'll come all the way down for a face-off in the Blaine zone. Face-off won by Balloon over to the far side wall. She sneaks back onto it, but Blaine's able to take that and bring it out of the zone. Good pressure and stick work by the Stars to turn that one back this direction. Now thrown into the Blaine zone behind the net. Balloon will race onto it. Puck comes up to the near side boards. And Blaine will step away with it. Pass, centering attempt is intercepted there by the Stars and moved back out of the zone and fired back in for offsides. Face-off coming to center ice, as they're saying that's where that pass came from. Face-off won back by Prosser. Now move forward to Hagman. Hagman has trouble with it there, and Blaine takes it, moves it back forward. Puck back to the Blaine defender. Pass up, intercepted by Prosser. Prosser brings it into the zone. Hits the brakes, passes out to the point. Wagner shot into a shin pad. That's going to be a Blaine breakaway. The dolly catches up to her and keeps that puck out of the zone. Now puck moves forward. Prosser on it. Backhand. Around the net. Hits the brakes. Centering attempt. Intercepted in front by Blaine. Now Blaine will skate that puck forward across center ice into the Stars zone and taken away by Hepner. Hepner passes forward, but Blaine intercepts. Then they throw it back into the zone. Shot turned away. I don't know who got a pad on that, if it was Peterson or one of the defensemen. Skated forward by Prosser. Into the near side of the zone. Puck thrown in wide by Hepner. Now played out into the neutral zone by Blaine. Balloon with it, with speed, comes into the zone. Up the near side on her forehand. Gets a shot through the crease and wide of the net. Puck run back around the boards right to Balloon. And the net is off. Again. And the face-off will come here right in front of us to the right side of that Blaine goaltender. 10:18 remaining in the second period. Stars still leading 1-0. Trailing in shots 8-11. Prosser will take the draw. She pulls it over to Barton here on the near side. Barton tries to play it back to Prosser. It goes past her and Blaine takes it. Dolly chips it off the boards, but Blaine gets it out of the zone. They come up far side wall. Shot turned away by Peterson. A rebound sits in front. Played out. Now Emery Prosser will find it. She skates it up the near side boards. Deflects off of her stick. Now it's brought in offsides. Face off one by Balloon, back to the point. Now fired forward. Balloon will grab it. She skates into the zone with it. Along the boards. Push it up along the end wall. Blaine's got it in their feet. It's sitting right outside of the crease. Now Blaine will take it and move it up. Pass out to the neutral zone. Intercepted by Garner. Garner pulls it to her forehand. Takes a shot. Saved by the goalie and covered. Blaine takes the puck, gets it out through the neutral zone. Up the far side, pressured by the Stars. They'll bank it off the boards and back out through the neutral zone. They get to it before it crosses the line. No icing called. Puck laid out by Blaine. Skating forward, they'll throw it forward, but Hepner intercepts that pass. Has a little trouble with it, but now it gets it out of the zone. And they'll skid it in offside. Prosser will take the draw for the Stars with Davis and Martinka out there. Blaine tries to play that puck forward, but Martinka gets in front of it. Now they'll throw it all the way down. Picked up on the end wall by Willa Prosser. Blaine pressures her and moves that puck to the corner. Now it comes out to Davis. Davis throws it all the way across for Martinka to chase. Blaine plays it off the glass and out of the zone. Now Willa steps up, skates it forward, gets it into the zone. Davis gets a stick on that one to keep it in the zone. Now it comes along the wall. Davis turns and fires one, bouncing. Goalie will catch it and hold on to it. Face-off come to the right side of the Blaine goaltender. Blaine wins it back. Rolling around the far side corner and up the far side wall. Off the boards now through the neutral zone. Foot race going down for it. Willie gets to it and slows it down. Play it around the end wall. Pressure put on by the Stars. It comes out to the point and Macy steps in front there. Makes that puck go out to the neutral zone. Now played back in by Blaine. Along the near side boards. Puck brought to the middle by Blaine. They'll skate it through. Leaves it to the point. Shot turned away by Peterson. Puck along the end wall. Pulled out of there by Willa. She'll skate it through. Gets the puck moved forward to Barton. Barton hits the brakes. Fires a shot off of the goalie and wide. Wagner pulls it off the boards, brings it down to the corner. Dickerson finds it. Pressure put on here on the end wall. Now Blaine will skate it forward into the neutral zone. Last one. Firing a shot, and they score. Tie game 1-1 with 7:04 remaining in the second period. Blaine leading in the shots on goal category 16-10. Tied on the scoreboard 1-1. Face off one back by Blaine. They'll skate it up in the neutral zone. Pressure along the wall, moving it back into their zone. Now move the puck forward across center ice. The pass to the far side. Centering attempt intercepted by Emery Prosser. She'll skate up the near side wall with it. Uses the wall to her advantage. Hits the brakes. Now tries for a centering attempt, but Blaine's there. Now Blaine will move it up this near side wall. Held in by Hepner. Her shot blocked in front. Now moved out by Blaine. Puck's off with played. Offsides by the Stars. Face off and come at center ice. That's where the pass came from. That was offsides. Pulled back by Balloon. Now picked up by Martinka. Gives it to Hepner. Hepner will skate it forward and throw it into the zone. Blaine retreats and grabs it. They'll play it up the far side wall. Willa Prosser holds it in there. Puck moving around. Blaine will skate it behind the net. Now Balloon pressures. Centers. Nobody's there. Now Blaine skates and moves that puck forward. Blaine's got numbers. They'll dump the puck in. It'll go behind the net. Puck played off the side of the net. Willa Prosser with it along the end wall. She throws it forward, goes right out to the Blaine point. They fire a shot. Doesn't make it through. Centering attempt picked off by Willa. She'll fire it out to the point again. Shot from Blaine. Peterson saves and holds on to it. Faceoff will come to the right side of Peterson. 5:53 remaining in the second period. Face-off one by Blaine out to their point. They'll fire a quick shot. Doesn't make it through. Back to the far side corner. Centering attempt goes through everybody. Picked up along the near side boards and brought into the corner by Blaine. She'll skate behind the net. Skating up the far side boards. Through a bunch of people. Throws a shot. Peterson saves. And rebound is scored. And Blaine takes a 2-1 lead. Face-off coming in center ice. Balloon on the draw. Push forward by Balloon, and Blaine will take it. And then move it up the near side boards. Numbers, bring it into the zone, pass across. On the far side wall, pressured by Wagner. She'll ring it around the boards, but Blaine's going to step in to grab it. Centering attempt, picked off in the middle by Akerson. Akerson skates it forward, through traffic, into the zone. Drop pass, goes through Barton. Barton chips it forward along the wall. Blaine tries to get it out, comes back to Balloon in the middle. First shot deflects off a shin pad, now it's bouncing around in the slot. Now Blaine will skate it out. Blaine into the zone with it, pushed wide by Prosser. Centering attempt intercepted there. Balloon with the puck, skating with it. Up the near side, across center ice, across the blue line into the zone. Puck to the far side corner. Balloon is pushed into the corner. Blaine's pass out to the neutral zone. Pressure put on. Hepner comes away with it. She backhands a pass through Hagelin's feet. Now Blaine will move it on the boards into the zone. Played back up by Hepner. Puck up the far side wall. Garner puts pressure on. Hepner will play that one forward to Emery Prosser. Emery brings it up the near side boards into the zone on her backhand. Cuts middle. Hits the goalie's stick with the puck. Now it comes out to Garner. Garner plays out to the point. Picked up by Hagelin. Hagelin shot deflects and goes wide of the net. Puck played up the near side boards. Hepner will step in, slow it down, but it does creep out to the neutral zone. Now Blaine moves it forward into the Stars zone. Willa Prosser skating with it, loses it along the near side boards. Blaine will come away with it. Nope, just kidding. Balloon gets it and takes it out. Balloon cuts the middle. She's taken down. Puck on the near side boards, rung down by Blaine. Doesn't make it all the way for icing. Picked up by Dolly. Puck move forward out of the zone. Collision there, knocks a couple girls down. Puck along the far side boards and into the Blaine zone. Now they'll chip it back to the neutral zone. Wagner whiffs on one. Blaine comes away with it. Puck goes high off of Peterson's glove and wide of the net. Another shot. Peterson saves. Puck along the far side wall. Bouncing around in feet. Now it comes out to the point and out of the zone. Davis moves that puck forward. Blaine will take it again. Move it back down to the Star zone. Blaine skating forward with the puck. Into the right side of the zone. Pinned against the wall by Wagner. Puck moved up the boards into the corner. Centering through everybody. Now Martinko will grab it. She throws it out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Blaine. They'll move it back forward in front of the bench. Into the zone. Firing a shot. Peterson turns it away. Puck along the near side boards. Pass through to Akerson. Akerson hits the brakes. Centers. Blaine intercepts. Now puck skated forward by Blaine. Into the zone. We'll fire one wide of the net, bouncing around behind the net. Rung up the boards. Barton steals. Throws a shot, glove saved by the goalie, and she'll hold on. 56 seconds remaining in the second period. Stars trailing 2-1 to Blaine. Blaine out shooting the Stars currently 20-12. Face off, pulled back by Blaine into the corner. They'll ring it behind the net. Pressure put on by Garner up the near side boards. Now played out through the neutral zone. Prosser overskates that one. Now we'll just chip it into the zone. Puck comes into the bench, but no whistle there. Now it's thrown into the zone. And picks the puck up. 30 seconds remaining in the period. Out to the point. Shot put on. Deflects in front. Balloon with it inside the net. Now behind the net. Centers. Puck bouncing around on the edge of the crease. Now Blaine will skate it out. Through the feet of Prosser. And they score. .9 seconds remaining in the period, and Blaine takes a 3-1 lead over the Stars. Face-off won back by Blaine to their defenseman. She'll skate forward, cross the red line, and dump it in. Picked up by Wagner. She'll throw it back out to the neutral zone. And that should do it for the period. We'll be back for third period action. Alright, back for third period action. Stars in black moving from the left to right. Blaine wins that draw back to their defense and all the way back down into their zone. Pressure put on by the Stars. Dolly keeps that in the zone. Now it comes back out to the neutral zone where Emery Prosser will find it. She moves it to Wagner. Wagner moves it forward off the boards. Barton chases to it. Gets that pushed down into the zone. Puck run around the far side wall. Dolly's going to step in, put pressure on. Holds the zone. Now the pass is intercepted and skated out by Blaine. Puck off of Wagner's feet. Shot saved and holds on to it. Will come on to take the draw for the Stars. Face-off won by Blaine all the way back out to the neutral zone. Puck along the far side wall, dumped in by Blaine. Willa Prosser's going to chase to get to that one. Skates past one. Brings it up the near side wall. She's hooked off of it. Garner will throw that one in. And a penalty called against Blaine. That'll be a minute and a half. Okay. First power play chance for the Stars today. They got Barton, Prosser, Akerson, Prosser, and Wagner out there for the Stars. Face-off moved to the face-off dot to the left of the goalie. Face-off won by Blaine back into the corner. They'll ring it up the near side boards. Held in there by Prosser. Shot wide of the net. Emery Prosser skates over and gets that one off of the wall. Behind the net with it. Along the blue line. Down past the face-off dot. Cuts middle. Martin puts it in! Or Akerson, Akerson got that one. Backhand off the rebound from Prosser. And the score is 3-2. Stars capitalizing 30 seconds into that power play. by Dolly off of the wall. And Balloon skates up trying to push that into the zone. A lot of slappy going on, but Wagner gets in front of that pass. Now Blaine bounces it off the official. Stars will get it. Now it goes into the corner, and Blaine's the first to it. Blaine steps out, centered. Puck bouncing around through the crease. Now it comes out, and Balloon will grab it. Balloon moves that puck forward off of Hagelin's feet, and now moved back by Blaine. Now it's chopped around, and Garner will find it. She chips it off the far side boards. Blaine's pass is deflected up into the air, now played into the zone. Firing a shot from far out, wide of the net. Picked up on the far side. Emery overskates it on the back wall. Dolly has trouble with it, loses it there. Backhand attempt off the side of the net by Blaine. Puck comes out to the point for Blaine. She'll fire a shot, deflects off a helmet onto Peterson, and she turns it away. Puck out through the feet to the defender, through the neutral zone. Martinka tries to get to it. Puck comes across to Davis. Davis plays it off the wall towards the middle. Blaine's there for it. Willa Prosser steps in front of that one. She'll fire a shot, glove save, and held onto by the goalie. Nearly a catastrophe on that last one as it bounced off a helmet right in front of Peterson and redirected. Puck pushed towards the middle. Blaine will find it. Chipped off the boards out to the neutral zone. Hepner moves it back to the neutral zone. Blaine will collect it and regroup. Pressure put on there. The Balloon. Now Barton pushing the pile forward. Puck sneaks back out to Hepner. Hepner moves it across to Akerson. Akerson across the red line, and she'll throw it in deep. Puck played around the wall to Blaine. Hepner steps in front of it, but they chip it out past. Now Emery Prosser will gather it. Skates through a couple, and she's knocked over. Puck pulled off the wall by the Stars. They'll throw it down, and Blaine will collect it. Up the wall, and off Hepner's skate, picked up by Emery Prosser. She'll skate it back into our zone. Up into the neutral zone, up the near side wall. Has it on her forehand, reaches for a shot off of the goalie's shoulder and wide. Glove down by Hagelin. Now another shot wide of the net there by the Stars. Center attempt by Hagelin goes through everybody. Balloon races over, can't quite keep that one in the zone. Now Hepner with it along the red line. Now Blaine will dump it into our zone. Picked up by Willa Prosser. She moves it forward. Picked up by Balloon on the near side wall and brought into the zone. She's bumped off of it. Now Blaine will skate it back our direction up the near side wall. Into the zone. Fire a shot. Saved by Peterson. Another shot. Puck goes behind the net. Up in the far side corner. Skated around there. Now the puck sneaks out. Willa Prosser with it. She's skated up the near side wall. Pressured there, but gets it out of the zone. Thrown back in by Blaine. Dolly will come back and grab it. Dolly moves it forward, but nobody's there. Blaine intercepts it at center base. I'll skate in with it. Shot fired. Peterson save. Puck rung off the far side boards. Out to a player. Tipped in front and goes wide. Blaine with it in the near side corner. Centering attempt. Bouncing around in front. And they're fine. Pulled back by Balloon, sits under her feet, and then moved back by Akerson, and then back forward to the neutral zone by Prosser. Good defensive work there by Prosser. Gets that puck moving back to the neutral zone. Balloon will speed up the far side. Shot gloved by the goalie. Rebound comes to the far corner. Moved out to the point. Hepner will fire one through traffic, bouncing around in front. Blaine's able to clear that one out through the neutral zone. Played back in by Akerson. Offsides. Stars trailing 4-2 with 8:44 remaining in the third period. Face off, pulled back by Blaine, but Akerson steps through and takes that puck. Hits the brakes, fires a shot, goes wide through everybody. Willa Prosser will step up to try to hold his own, but Blaine sneaks it past her. All the way down this near side, Hepner on it. Off a shoulder of Peterson and over the far side wall. Centered, Peterson gets to that one and saves it. Comes out, Blaine's got it, they'll step in, she'll chip it through. Puck pulled out by Akerson, move forward to Emery. Emery has her stick lifted and taken off of that one. Hepner throws it out to the neutral zone. Blaine regroups back in their zone, they'll skate it up into the neutral zone. Hagelin steps in front of that pass. Now Wagner will throw it up through the neutral zone. Puck dumped in, that's going to go on net. Peterson plays it off to the side, Wagner will take it. Wagner's pass deflects off an defender and right back to herself up the far side. Brings it into the zone, fires a shot from distance, and the goalie will glove that and hold on to it. 7:21 remaining in the third period. Stars trailing 4-2. Trailing in shots on goal, 27-18. Face-off controlled by Blaine behind their own net. Played up the near side wall. Puck held in by Wagner. She'll throw it back into the corner. Played along the near side board, pinned up there. Now it sneaks out to the neutral zone. Played across to Dolly. Dolly with it in the neutral zone, skates forward with it. Now Blaine will play it back out to the neutral zone. Skating through a couple. Good back check pressure there by Emery Prosser. Emery Prosser skates out of our zone, up across center ice into the zone. Behind the net. Centers through everybody and comes out to the neutral zone where Willa will miss. Well, Willa grabbed it and it went right back into the zone off of her stick. Puck along the blue line. Sits in the neutral zone. Blaine will skate it forward. Pressure there by the Stars. Balloon turns it back. Moves it forward. Akerson's chasing. Puck along the end wall. Moved into the corner. Blaine steps away with it, but her pass is deflected off the stick. Barton's racing to get to it. Keeps it in the zone, but now Blaine will bring it out. Akerson gets a stick on it. Brings it into the zone. Challenge there. Wines fires a shot. Saved by the Blaine goalie. Face-off sits underneath the centers. The Blaine player steps in and takes that one. They'll dump it out through center ice. Puts the pressure on, slows her down, and the centering attempt is turned away in front by Garner. Garner's going to skate with it. Up the far side, she'll fire it in off the end wall. Picked up by Blaine. Her pass comes through the neutral zone. Not going to make it, and Blaine's going to get there. Picked up by Prosser. She'll move it forward to Hagelin. Hagelin has it along the far side boards. She'll move it into the zone. Pressured there. The puck goes into the corner. Around to the near side corner and move forward by Blaine up the near side wall. Out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Wagner. She'll throw it forward. Chipped by Martinka. Now back to Wagner at the red line. She throws it in deep. Picked up by Blaine. They'll skate it behind their own net. Pressured there. They lose it. Have to turn back for it. Blaine has their stick lifted. Now they get it out of the zone. Out to the neutral zone. Wagner waits. Fires it into the zone off of the glass and on net. Played out by their goalie. Now played up the near side wall. Held in by Wagner again. Now moves to the neutral zone by Blaine. By Balloon. She has trouble with it. Backhand attempt is blocked by Dolly there. Now it sneaks past. Peterson's got it, and she's got it covered. Prosser moves it forward up the wall. But Blaine intercepts and moves it back into the zone. Picked up by Akerson. She moves it forward. Blaine takes it there and throws it down the band wall. Picked up by Hepner. Pass to Akerson off the shin pad, but gets to her. Pass all the way down through center ice. And intercepted. Brought back in by Blaine. She holds up, cuts wide. Her shot deflects off a stick behind the net. Played out to the point and held in by Blaine. They'll fire a shot. Peterson gloves it and holds on. 3:43 remaining in the third period. Stars trailing 4-2. Face-off won by Blaine. Pulled back their D. Shot attempt was turned away by Martinka. Puck played out to the blue line, not quite out of the zone. Blaine with it. Backhand attempt turned wide by a defensive stick. Moved it to the far side to Wagner. Wagner fires it out. Past Martinka. Now brought into the zone. Dumped in by Blaine. Picked up by Willa Prosser behind the net. Willa hits the brakes. Waits, looks for a pass, gets it up to Wagner. Up the far side. She's got speed and a helper. Puck in front, bouncing around. Can't get that one on goal. Played up the near side wall, out to the point, held in by Willa. Shot on, deflected by Martinka and goes wider than it. Puck to the far side wall. Hepner steps in to slow that one down. Now it comes over to the Blaine player. And Stars are going to go to the box. Elbowing the call. Prosser will head to the box for a minute and a half. Face-off come to the left side of Peterson. We got Balloon, Hepner, Dolly, and Barton out there for the Stars. Balloon plays up back to the corner and goes gets it herself. Well, has it taken off of her sticker. She tries to get out of the zone, but skates back onto it. Now Dolly gets it. She moves it forward to Barton. Barton up the right side. Plays that puck into the feet of the defender. Now it comes back to the neutral zone. Hepner plays it to Balloon. Passes forward to Barton. She gets it into the zone. Barton cuts middle. Centers in front of the goalie. Off of the goalie, sticking wide. Wraparound attempt, and the goal! Balloon with the putback on the rebound. Short-handed goal for the Stars, pulling the lead down to 1. got Prosser, Akers, and Hepner, Dolly. Face off, pulled to the side by Blaine. They'll dump it in deep. Stars will retreat to grab it. Hepner loses it behind the net. Played off the side of the net and centered. Now Prosser, Akerson moves it away. Up along the far side boards. Put on net. Prosser deflects it. Prosser with speed. Prosser up the far side wall. Centers off the goalie's paddle and wide. Akerson along the boards. Tries a backhand centering attempt. Turned away by Blaine. 10 seconds remaining in the Prosser penalty. Puck comes out through the neutral zone, fired down for icing. 4 seconds remaining in Prosser's penalty. We don't get timeouts, guys. Alright, goalie pulled. Peterson's on the bench. We got Wagner, Prosser, Hepner, Dolly, and Balloon. No, we need one more. We need one more. Guys, we need one more. We need one more. Okay. Okay. Balloon out there is the 5th skater. Prosser will come out of the box in 4 seconds. Prosser out of the box. Blaine's got the puck in the far corner. They'll play it up the near side wall. Will Prosser steps away with it. She'll skate along the blue line with it on her backhand. Hits the brakes. Tries a shot off of the Blaine player and over the far wall. Blaine tries to get it out, but held in by Dolly. She throws it right back. Blaine player will throw it down again. Hepner intercepts. Leaves it for Wagner. Now Prosser takes that puck up the near side boards. Skating it forward, cuts in the middle, goes across through Balloon. Balloon centers, off the player and wide of the net. 30 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Puck comes out to the point and past Dolly. She's going to have to hustle back and get to it. She throws it in offsides. That'll be a center ice face-off. .23 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. 4-3, the Blaine lead. Face off one and pushed forward by Balloon. And Barton will backhand it into the zone. Balloon finds it along the far wall. Centers through everybody. Comes up to the near side wall, chipped out by Blaine, where Tinka's back to get it. Tinka skates it out of the zone. Fired from center ice, and that'll do it. And Blaine takes the win, 4-3 over the Stars. We'll be back tonight in Elk River as the Stars take on the Elks.